Hey, third graders. In today's math lesson, we're going to measure some household objects in inches. So, today's lesson, we're going to measure some household objects in inches. The first thing you're going to have to do is get some kind of measurement device. It could be a ruler, it could be a yardstick, it could be a tape measure. This is the tape measure. Notice I have it stopped at 12 inches or 1 foot. We are not going to measure anything today that's more than a foot, okay, or 12 inches. So kind of smaller things. If you don't have a ruler, you're going to need to get that first. So first things first, get your ruler or yardstick or tape measure. And remember, that's the first thing you need. Okay, so today we're going to measure 5 things from your house that are less than a foot. So spend a few minutes picking out 5 things that you can measure that aren't too big. Okay, here's my 5 things. There's a picture frame, baseball card, carrot, Snickers bar, and there's The Tale of Despero, the read-aloud book. I left my tape measure open to show you that these are all smaller than a foot, and your 5 items should be as well. So, get your 5 items out and get ready to measure. So the next thing to do is get out a notebook, piece of paper, and we're going to record what we measure. So let's label the top heading. What is it all about? Well, we're going to measure 5 items in inches. So 5 items to measure in inches, and then just list your 5 things. Those are my 5 things. So next, just take a minute or two to, as neat as you can, make it clear. It doesn't have to be perfect, but legible and clear. Just list the 5 things that you're going to measure. You should have collected them all now, and you know what they are. So now you're just going to list them, and that's what you're going to present to me later. Okay, again, the same 5 things I have here. Okay, so I'm going to measure how tall my picture frame is. I could have measured it across or how wide it is as well, okay? I'm going to measure how tall it is, and then just note that when you write, you're talking about its height. So that little metal band there is right there, the silver part, that's 0, right? There's nothing measured there at the beginning. And so that's my 0. I got to make sure I have that at the end. It's nice. And a tape measure like this is nice because it kind of holds its spot. So anyway, I'm measuring in inches, and there it says inches. You want to make sure it says inches. Each one of these is the same distance. It's an inch. So from 0, I keep going all the way to the bottom, so to speak, or the end. And where does it end? Well, it's exactly 10 inches, or really close, I guess. It's not exact, is it? So it's about 10 inches. So we're going to use that word about to give us a little wiggle room. So how tall is this? Well, it's about 10 inches. And so, since it was 10 inches, I go back to my organization paper. What was I measuring the picture frame? How high was it? It was about 10 inches. And since I was measuring how tall it was, I'm going to add the word high. It was about 10 inches high. All right, that's how you do it. That's my picture frame, 10 inches high. Okay, next up, baseball card. That's Frank Viola. He helped the Twins win the 1987 World Series. Now, if you notice, this is 3 inches, and that's 4 inches. Right there, that bigger line is 3.5, and you see my card is right about at 3.5. So I'm going to call my baseball card about 3.5 inches high. And my carrot, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 or 7.5. Now I left my pen by 7.5. To me, it's between 7 or 7.5. Now the real answer would be 7.25 about. It's probably, that's what it's closest to. But either 7 or 7.5 would work. If I'm not sure what to do, I could try this. And now it's probably closer to 7. So either way, 7 or 7.5. All right, next up, my book. So at the very top is my 0 mark. How tall is it? Moving right down the line. Again, a little over 8, almost 8.5. I guess that's kind of like the carrot, between 8 and 8.5. So good answers would be about 8 inches or about 8.5. Either one are really close. I'm not going to take a bite out of this book, though, to make it 8 inches. So I'm going to go with 8 inches this time. Last time I rounded up to 7.5. This time I'm going to round down maybe to 8. So you can see for yourself, 8 inches. The last of my 5 items, Snicker bar. There's my 0. Nice zoom in there. Now you can maybe see that the end of the chocolate bar is about right at 4 inches, but then the baggy packaging makes it go over a little bit there, right? So I'm going to call that 4 inches. And again, I'm using the power of about, approximating. It's about 4 inches. Don't say it's about 3 inches or say it's about 5 inches. No, it's right in there somewhere. And it's really between, we're going to go between ½ inches, 4 or 4.5. Either of those would be right on. And I'm going to go with 4. Okay, let's review. First thing you need is a ruler, tape measure, yardstick, something that has inches on it. Remember, we're going to measure things a foot or less. Then you need your 5 things you're going to measure. When you know what they are, create a heading and then write down your 5 things. Then you measure your 5 things. Remember, the power of the word about gives us a little wiggle room, but you want to be as accurate as you can. If something comes out exactly 8 inches, just write it's 8 inches, or you could write exactly 8 inches. But you're measuring your 5 things, and then you're presenting this to me. You're submitting this to me. Maybe you're writing it out, maybe you're typing it out, maybe you're sending me a screenshot, maybe you're making a video, whatever. Show me what you measured so I know. Don't just show me 10 inches 3. Show me what was 10 inches. Show me what was 7.5 inches, and we're good. Tomorrow, we'll be measuring bigger objects, longer objects. So until then, take care. I miss you so, so much. Bye for now.